It's the week. No, it's not. It's goddamn Monday. Welcome to the Predictor preview thing. Good morning, good evening, good night. Hope you guys are well, and welcome to the preview for the midweek games, because there's a crap load of them, and yeah, I guess this is what we do. Hope you guys are doing well in the chat, and welcome. And do we start? Why are you freezing, man?
I'm freezing.
You keep freezing.
I don't know.
Just like your team did against Maidstone. Not Maidstone. Where did you play?
Newport County, mate. A tough away trip to a Newport County, man. It's a tough test, man. Look, I think this has been over freaking exaggerated, man. We beat them 4-2 at the end of the day.
Just.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What is more embarrassing, to beat a mid-table League 2 team like Newport 4-2 away from home in a hostile environment, or to draw 2-2 to a mid-table League 1 team at home, scrape through to a replay, and then scrape through the replay after extra time? Which one's more embarrassing?
Yours.
Okay, that makes sense. Even though we won 4-2.
This is the only cup you can win this season, so it is more embarrassing for you.
It's the only cup you can win this season.
That's not.
What you got?
I mean, we could win the Brian Clough one if we play Derby.
You sound like Spurs, man.
Hey,
I thought we played all right. I didn't think we played too bad. They got 2 lucky goals. We scored 4 goals. If our wingers could pass the ball to the striker in Hoyland, then there's a stat come out that Hoyland passed the ball to our wingers more than the wingers passed to Hoyland, man. That's just ridiculous.
Hoyland's crap. Let him go.
He's not crap, man. And
he got one shot in the match in the 92nd minute. He's crap. But anyway, more importantly, we got you next round.
Well, hold your horses there, mate. You haven't definitely got us yet. Like my thing says, Bristol away is a tough draw, man. And I'm actually backing Forest. I want to win the FA Cup, so I want Forest through, because miracles don't happen twice in a year, mate. They happen once every 30 years. You got your win. You won your World Cup final a few weeks ago against Man U. It's not going to happen again. I'm so confident we'll go through.
Really?
Even if
Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Like, you do realize by the time we play each other, our first 11 is going to be ridiculously good.
Here we go. Oh, you're moaning about the injuries, man.
You're
back to Cooper ball, man. You're embarrassing. That game against Bristol was an embarrassment, man. Forest was so hard to watch under Cooper, and that game reminded me of the Cooper era, man.
All right. Answer this question, right? We have 12 players out, yeah? 9 of which make our first team.
Man, come on. No. I'm going to say this. You're sounding like Mo. You are sounding like Mo. Oh, we would have won the league. We would have won the league if we didn't get a few key injuries.
Let me finish. Your team yesterday, and you even WhatsApp me saying this was your first 11 minus the fidget spinner, yeah? So 10 of your first 11. So which is more embarrassing? Your strongest team, yeah, apart from, the raving lunatic out over there in Ireland, I'm assuming that's what you would put in.
Did we win the game?
So what's more embarrassing?
What? I don't know what you're saying is embarrassing.
You just compared it to Blackpool, and I told you we got 6 players out on AFCON. Another 4.
Everyone's got injuries, mate. Like Mo's been saying all season, he thought he was going to win the league after 5 games, and they got a few injuries, and now he's saying, "Oh, it's all about the injuries." Everyone gets injuries, mate. You've regressed so badly. I was fully impressed with Nuno on that Newcastle game. Yeah, you beat us, which was more to do with how bad we were.
Fully impressed I was when we beat you.
Since then, you played Blackpool twice, Bristol once, and a crap Brentford team that lost like 7 in a row. You have regressed so badly. You've lost the new manager boost, and you're relying all on the injury. Injury and
that was your best 11, and they came back from 2-0 down against your best 11. Oh, and by the way, how's Onana?
Yeah, well, that is the downside of them going out early, man, because now he's back. So that could cost us in the FA Cup, to be fair. But
what's even funnier? I saw this stat. He got dropped from the Cameroon team, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know who replaced him? The person that replaced him, don't even know his name. He plays for a French League 2 team, but he's their reserve goalkeeper. He doesn't even start for them, and Nana got dropped for him.
Well, I must be loving it though, man. We conceded 2 goals, so he says I can't get blamed for them 2 goals against Newport at least. That I don't know. I'm just confident now. We've got, because I've had the excuse. I can whip out the injury excuse, man. Now we've got Martinez back. Now we've got Casemiro back. By the time this game rolls around, because it's not for a while, it's not till what, March. You're saying you're gonna have all your boys back. We're gonna have all our boys back. We're gonna be purring by then. Trust.
Chat. Best Forest 11 versus best Manchester United 11. Who wins? It's done. I am so confident. I would have been a bit less confident if what are they called against Stockport County, whatever they're called.
Wait, are you confident against Man U or Bristol City? Because you still got to get past Bristol City, mate. And then
I'm more worried about Bristol City than I am about Manchester United.
That's
Nuno ridiculous. Has your number.
One win in 30 years, man. This guy thinks he's
one win out of 1 for Nuno. 1 win out of 1. And yeah, you got 10 shag, man. I mean, you can't say anything.
Wait, come on. Nuno's the best thing. Yeah, you get a few injuries and you can't beat freaking Blackpool.
Anyway, this is an interesting question for James. Do any of you have a system in quotes for your predictions, or are some of you just really good at guessing? James.
Knowledge, man. I should probably answer this question being the reigning champion of the Predictor League, to be fair. I just go on pure instinct, man. That's gut instinct, knowledge. It all comes from up here, man. That's why it's just pure skill. That's what it is.
Yeah, pure skill. And if we look at the table, the pure skill has him
comfortably ahead of you.
Yeah. Has him where?
Up 8 places. Can you go back up, mate? There you go.
You're not even top 10, mate. You're not even top 10. So
I'm on the way
don't listen to what he says. Don't listen to what he says. But what we can rejoice in, all of us together, is the bottle job that is Forest Ant or Arsenal Ant, who reigns some freaking.
Hello.
I'm back.
Okay.
That's Ant sabotaging my computer. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Anyway, as I'll say, I will not be interrupted on this one. Who reigns supreme for all of 2 minutes and then has had the biggest fall from grace ever, just like his beloved Arsenal. Bustled his lead, yeah. And he's down to 6, drops 5 places. It's a beautiful thing to see. So, well done, Ant. Your reign is over. Shout out to Davey, who's moved up 3. He's top. Richard holds station at 2nd. Crocodile Brother goes up to 3rd. Sherwood down a place. Look at that. Gangs Cox, man. Up 8 places. And then the Forest down 5. Blockbuster making the top 10. No pun intended. Shanghai Noon stays in 8th. Call Me Richards is down 3 places, and Desiree Beard is down 3 places, but still holds the top 10. And then Twist with a bit of a move, 8 up. There we go. He's showing his face. Don't you worry, Ann. It's like you celebrate a win 10 minutes into a match. Don't you worry. Where am I?
Yeah, where are you?
Mark's moving. Mark's up 12 places. What the hell?
You're even in the top 50.
Red Dog's on the move. I did have a bad week. I had my worst week and I went up 1 place. So now this is it. I am fully going into non-hustle mode and full focus mode right now because the stakes are getting high. And he's after you. Mark's after you. He's catching you up.
I'm reclaiming my title.
All right, let's get into this, guys. Please don't forget to hit the like if you haven't already. If you're new, subscribe. You know the drill. And we're kicking off with the main event mafia of the week, Forest Arsenal. As the neutral, Nick, I'll let you kick us off on this one.
Well, you said you're getting your head down now in this Predictor League. You're in serious mode, and you're still going to put Forest to get something out of this game, aren't you?
Did I say that? I asked you for your opinion. I will give my opinion when it's my turn.
Put Forest down to get something from this game, man. I'm close to putting this as the lock of the week, man. I mean, I'd probably.
I love it when you say that.
Since we started this Predictor League, I've probably got the majority of my points from predicting Forest games, especially last season, especially away from home. Now, fair enough, City ground's a different story. I've lost a few points here. But this game, man, I can't see you getting anything from it, man. You're going on about injuries. You're going on about AFCON. MG Dub back maybe. Alanga maybe on the bench. A few others coming back. But Arsenal, man, they've been away. They've had like one game in a month. They've had a mid-season break in Dubai or whatever. They are chilled, relaxed. They had issues before the Palace game about not scoring enough goals, creating chances, not scoring. And then they go knock 5 past Palace. So you've got a rejuvenated, firing Arsenal team going against a Forest team that struggled against Blackpool again, struggled against Brentford again, struggled against
Arsenal lost to Fulham. Arsenal lost to West Ham. They drew with Liverpool.
Look how long ago that was, man.
It doesn't matter. That's their last games. What do you mean? I can't control how long ago they played.
I'm just saying that was over a month ago, or nearly over a month ago. And then now they've played one game pretty much because they're not in the FA Cup. They're fully relaxed, probably full strength. I think I haven't seen the potential team.
Too relaxed.
You've got injuries, you've got AFCON issues, you've got really poor form, man. You cannot say to me that Bristol game was, you could take anything positive
Why
from that.
Why are you so focused on the cup? Why don't you look at the league? We've won 2 of our last 3.
Why am I so focused on the cup? Because you just was cussing down Man U for winning a game 4-2 against Newport and saying how bad we were. So
you are bad.
The form is the form, man. Whatever competition it is, you want to use excuses of injuries and stuff.
That wasn't our first. Well, kind of. That was our makeshift first team.
I mean, MG Doug came on the second.
That's got nothing to do with it.
You think that's got nothing to do with this game? The last 3
all
hours.
right. Okay, so let me give you this example. Before Arsenal beat Palace, what was their game before that?
We just explained that was over a month ago.
No. What was their game before that?
Fulham or something, you said, didn't you?
No, Liverpool in the cup. What happened in that game?
No, I'll agree. And I just mentioned that before.
That just literally debunks your argument.
No, because you got to look at it in context. You played poor in the games I was mentioning, but in that game against Liverpool, they actually played pretty well. They created a number of chances, and they should have scored, but they did lose. And like I said, they weren't taking the chances before the Palace game. And then the floodgates opened against Palace. So now their confidence is up. So you're not keeping a clean sheet. That is rule number 1. You're not
kept a clean sheet is what Mark's referring to against Bristol City, which you couldn't do against Stockport County or whatever.
Can I just get a clip of that? We kept a clean sheet against Bristol City, and you're proud of that.
Can I get a clip of we played really well against Stockport County?
We kept a clean sheet against Bristol City.
West Ham didn't. They're ahead of you.
Wait, so what about these 4 games then? Brentford, Blackpool twice, and Bristol City. You've been happy with your recent form.
Brentford was a cheat job. Everyone knows that. Scandalous. The Bournemouth game, again, refs on the brown envelopes, cheat, Bolly getting sent off. Where there's been a level playing field, Forest have won their games. It's as simple as that.
Excuses, man.
It's not excuses, it's facts.
The new manager boost has worn off well and truly with Nuno, man. You cannot deny that. Like I said,
I was a manager boost with Nuno. This was just Nuno.
Newcastle game, I was impressed, man. I was saying, okay, this is it. Because I want Forest to do well, man. I might talk all this crap, but I actually want Forest to do well. Against Newcastle, you played really well. Against Man U, I don't think you played that great. I think it's more to do with Man U. And then since then, you just fallen off a cliff. The last 4 games, man. And that Bristol game.
A cliff. We've lost 1 game in 5. Fallen off a cliff.
Blackpool, Bristol, and a Brentford team that lost like 8 in a row.
Did we lose to Blackpool?
You might as well have done.
What are you talking about then? It's a result down.
So, you're not willing to accept that you in any kind of good. You're saying you're in good form now, just based off the fact that what?
Did I say that?
My point is you're in bad form. That's what I'm saying. And you're disagreeing with that.
If 1 loss in 5 is bad form, you would bite my hand off for that with your crappy team.
You've been happy with drawing against Blackpool after going 2-0 down, struggling to get through the replay, losing to Brentford.
I am happy that Forest drew with Bristol City because Forest need the extra game to embed Nuno's philosophy. So yes, I am happy we drew with Bristol City.
This Nuno philosophy.
Predicted. Yes,
so this Nuno philosophy should slowly start to implement though. So you progressed since the Newcastle or the Boring mouth game. Sorry.
He hasn't got his players, mate.
I
don't know why you're looking at that. They're literally not there. They're not even injured. They are not there. That's the bit you're missing. They are MIA, man. Literally MIA. Anyway, more importantly, speaking of players coming back, Taiwo, Elanga, and the beautiful Felipe all could make the, well, not Felipe, but Taiwo and Elanga could make the bench. What I want to know from the chat is we've put a post out on Twitter. If you're watching on Twitter, go check the post out as well, right? Should we do a Brentford cheesy, take the mick out of them, wrestling entrance for the return of Taiwo? And if we should, which wrestler should he come out to, man? That's the real question now, just to really take the mick out of that idiot cheating Tony. I think we should do it. In fact, we may actually do it on FFTV just to really annoy those 3 Brentford fans.
Wait, when is he? He's not going to start tomorrow, though, is he?
He's not going to start.
So it'll be the weekend probably at best.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. It's like, should we do it?
Who would he come out to, man? What wrestler would he be? He would be like an Undertaker, so he's so slow, man.
Right, man. That was, you can't use the same one as Tony. Tony came out to the Undertaker.
That's true. That's true. You know,
I think it needs to be DX, man. I think it needs to be DX.
DX? I don't know, man.
Are you ready?
John Cena, maybe. Then John Cena might work.
That's what Crypto said. You can't see him because he's always injured.
Exactly. There you go.
Gotta be Stone Cold smashing the glass. That would be cool. That would be cool. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Put your answers in that tweet. And then the best one, we'll probably make some video on it. Something like that. And have some respect for Newport.
Exactly. Put respect on their name, man.
I can't respect a team that loses to Man United. Anyway, so he's not going to start. It's probably going to be Cristiano Ronaldo up front, right? Arsenal,
we know how the game's going to go, don't we? They're going to dominate. They're going to create a lot of chances. It just depends whether they take these chances.
They can't finish.
They did against Palace.
Palace is a false dawn. Arsenal beating Palace was like when you beat Villa and you lot were like, oh, we're back. And then we slap you. Yeah. Arsenal will end up in the same position as you.
So you basically are Arteta out. You think Arsenal are crap this year and that Arteta should have got.
If I was Arsenal right now, I would change Arteta. He's useless.
See, that's crazy to me. And halfway through a season when they're 5 points off the top, still in the shout, not necessarily saying they're going to win it, but they're in a shout of the title.
I didn't say sack him today.
What are you saying? Give him to the end of the season? Saying
I'd sack him at the end of the season. I mean, unless you're going to get Zidane in now, they're not going to win the league. They won't win the Champions League. He's just taking them as far as he can take them. That's the point here.
I think, you got to wait to the end of the season, mate. If they finish 4th, go out of the Champions League in the last 16, nowhere near the title. Obviously, they can't win a cup now. They're out of both of them. Then maybe you think about it. But, I mean, it's come out today that it was all fake news anyway, that it was linked. So you think an upgrade is Xavi from Barca, swap deal?
I didn't say that.
Managers. I know, I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
I'm saying Zidane. Bring that French Revolution back to
All of managers is small out there, man. It really is. That's why I had the whole discussion about Man U's options.
The thing is, if you're an Arsenal or you're a Man City, you should not be looking at the managers who are out of jobs. You should have enough about you to attract any manager. You should be able to go to whatever manager, and because you're knocking on the door, they should be the ones. I
agree with that, but you name 2 managers outside of Zidane, and Xabi Alonso's probably going to go Liverpool. You're not going to get Klopp, and Ancelotti's taking the Brazil manager's job. You're going to struggle to name me 2 decent managers that you fit your framework there.
Not my job, nor do I actually care. Yeah, but I am saying my point here is Arteta cleaned out the egos from that.
Yeah,
he's taken Arsenal as far as he can. If Arsenal fans, as I said on Box to Box with Turkish, I was like, where's their standards? If they're happy with 3rd place and qualifying for Champions League, that's not the Arsenal I remember. That's not the Arsenal I remember.
You're thinking of Arsenal 20 plus years ago, man. They've gone through a phase of doing everything with Wenger, winning everything. Then they went through Wenger where it's just Champions League, finished 4th every year. Then they went through the phase of not qualifying for Champions League for a number of years. Now they're back up to the step, as in they qualify for Champions League regularly now. You wanted to instantly win the title, I'm assuming. next season or this season.
I mean, how long are you going to give them? How long would you say?
I think it's just a different Premier League than it was 25 years ago that you're talking about, man. So many stronger teams. You got Man City, they pay to win. They just win every year. They've raised the bar on the amount of points you need to win.
What's the point in any other team spending money in a transfer window when it wouldn't cost you that much to finish in the top 4? If you're just going to default give it to Man City every time. If you don't try and win it, then what's the point?
Yeah, but your argument is basically if you don't win the title, sack the manager almost.
No, I'm not. I'm saying Arteta's had, what, 3 years?
He's been there 4 years, to be fair.
4 years then. He's done nothing. He's won, what, one FA Cup?
He won one FA Cup, but he, like you said, he cleared out the crap. That's what we needed at Man U.
So thank you. Look, it's like my theory on Cooper. Cooper got us up. No one else could have done that, yeah? He did brilliant to get us up. But once you make it to the promised land, he wasn't good enough for the promised land. So you have to upgrade. Same with Arsenal. Arteta sorted them out, cleaned out house. Yeah. He's done that. He did it very well. Now he's done that. They need to upgrade. If you don't upgrade, you're not going nowhere.
I just think if Arsenal had a season like Ten Hag had this season, then you can start asking questions about him. But they're still playing decent football this year. They're still in and around the equation. They're still through in the Champions League. I think it's a little too early to talk about getting rid of Arteta, man.
See, I'm offending Ant, man. Him and Arteta are like... Ant would rather have dinner with Arteta and Robbie than Collymore and Clark. Just Leicester saying, I haven't seen Chappie since early December. I've spoken to Chappie, I think last week. He's fine. He just needs a bit of a break. I mean, it's Leicester. I mean, who wants to talk about Leicester? That's why. Anyway, let's move on. See, Warren agrees with me. Not me and Warren, man. He knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's get on to the game because I'm starving. I'm going 1-0 Forest.
Oh my God. You actually want to get some points in this week.
That's literally what you said when we beat them 1-0 last season.
I mean, all last season, you pretty much put Forest to win every game, pretty much cost you so many points. In this.
Forest, last 3 matches at the City Ground against Arsenal, have been 1-0 to Forest.
You do it, man. I ain't going to change your mind because I want you to go there. It's going to drop you down the league. I'm going Arsenal win. If they take their chances, it could be a slapping, but I think they're not going to take all their chances. I'm going to go. I'm not even going to give you a goal, man. I'm going 2-0. Sorry.
2-0. Wow, real slapping there.
I said it could have been.
Real slapping. Evening, Rico. Hope you well, bud. All right, so 1-0. Chat, what are you saying? Mark saying, don't care what anyone says, but Man U's front line is complete soup, especially that Gazpacho. Man, he needs to.
Ganacho, he's the best of the front three, man.
Yeah, he's so good at hitting the crossbar still, wasn't he?
He should have passed it.
Mark saying, would be epic to pick up 3 points, but I'm going 1 apiece. I kind of do agree with that. Like, if Forest can get through this Arsenal game with the players returning, we're going to start cooking. This one's a key one just to get past. You know what I'm saying? Chappie is bored of all the 3 points we keep picking up. I understand. Chappie's bored of the championship. He's not, but I'm just saying I would be if I was him. Okay, Fulham Everton. God, what an ugly match.
What is going on with Everton? Actually, they're on a bit of a downer.
Everton, man, Everton Mike is on a downer, man. If you haven't checked his video out, man, he was depressed on his last video, man.
To be fair, they've had tough games. Spurs, Man City, Wolves, toughest one there, and then Villa. So Fulham are
doing crap as well.
Fulham are just, like I say all the time, man. They just win enough to stay up, do enough to stay up. This one's a tough one to call, to be honest. I'm leaning towards a draw. Don't know about you. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Yeah, and then shout out to Ant, because I forgot about this. Who said 3-1 Forest against Newcastle?
Wow, you got one right, man. You finished like what?
Who said would beat you 2-0? And we did.
Look, a broken clock is right twice a day, man. It's like you predict all these random results, and then occasionally they come in.
I'm a limo driver, man. It's gonna happen. 1-0 Forest. 1-0 Forest. Anyway, this one, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it.
Fulham are probably my hardest team to predict.
They are annoying.
They are pretty hard.
Have they bought anyone?
No one's bought anyone, man. Only Spurs have done any business. I don't think anyone else has done anything. I'm going 1-1. Sitting on the fence on this.
Everton are better away from home than at home, though.
That is true.
Fulham just haven't got a striker, man. That pirate is so bad. This could be 0-0. This could be 0-0.
That is a ballsy prediction, man. I don't think I've ever predicted 0-0.
I think it's a draw, though. Chat, what do you think on this one? Mark's gone 2-1 to Fulham. I can't see Fulham scoring 2 goals. I'm going to go 1-0, you know. I might little fence it here on a draw. I think they'll both take a draw. And then Luton at Doug Kenilworth Road. Capacity 10,336.
This has got a Luton win written all over it, man. Not going to lie.
I mean, look at Brighton, man. How many draws have they had? Where are they? They're 7th in the league with that form. This Premier League is weird, man. Premier League is weird.
This is the kind of game where Brighton will lose. No one will say anything against them. No one will say anything against De Zerbi. Luton will get all the credit, and then I can see it, man. I can see it 1-0 or something like that. A sneaky 1-0. That would put Luton. Would that put Luton?
Nah, I need Luton to lose this one. This one. If Luton win this, then I do start to worry about that bottom 3, man. This would worry me.
You, man.
I'm going with what I want rather than what I think on this one. This is 2-0 Brighton. Brighton destroyed Sheffield in the cup, like literally slapped them a new one.
Brighton probably are the hardest team to predict. All them draws, man, and I don't really get draws on the predictors.
So. I mean, if they lost to? They lost to Arsenal, drew with Burnley. My God, Palace. They beat Spurs, drew with West Ham, and drew with
2 0-0s, man, back to back.
How many 0-0s have they had? I think it's got to be Brighton. I'm thinking every Forest fan wants a Brighton win here. Luton always seem to be at home, man. They got the Manchester United style always at home. Always at home. I suppose they didn't have a stadium for the first 2 weeks or whatever it was. First month.
They just beat Everton, didn't they, in the cup? I was away, I think. But I'm going to back Luton.
All right, fair enough. I'm talking league. I'm going 2-0. You going seriously going Luton?
I'm going Luton, yeah. I got a sneaky feeling.
For some perverse reason, don't underestimate Luton. I kind of want to. Worried about this one. Brighton have the fight. Does Brighton have the fight for it 2-1 to Luton? Says James. Evening, Georgios. Hope you're well, bud. Okay. Oh man, there is some real crap. This is El Sacco for Hodgson, isn't it?
Keep saying that every week, but it does not.
No, I'm not saying it. They're saying it now. The Palace fans are rioting, man. The Palace fans spent more on that banner than Palace have spent in a transfer in the last 3 years.
That banner was impressive. It was like the font and everything was beautiful. They only held it up for like 2 minutes to the end and then took it straight back down. You think they could have left up the whole match, but
it looked like Roy was staring at it as well at the end, man. He didn't even have his glasses on or anything.
He mentioned it in the press conference after. I can't remember what he said now.
Because I believe they're entitled to their opinion.
Yeah, that was it.
I kind of want him not to get sacked, but I want both teams to lose. So I don't really know. Chat, what's the best result here for Forest? In a way, it would be a Sheffield win, but then they'd be ahead of Derby's record. I don't know how I feel about that either.
The draw, I mean, Palace can get dragged back down into this, and if they end up losing something like Sheffield United, then they're definitely in the relegation equation. So, the standard rule of Palace, we've got to check who is fit. Elise, Eze. They both play, they win. That's the rule. I'm assuming one of them is out because one of them always seems to be out. Okay,
I think Eze's out. Elise's in, isn't he? Or is it the other way around?
Eze's fit. Elise's out.
I think Elise's the better of the two. Who's better, chat? Elise or Eze?
Elise's younger. Elise's like 2 years younger. So.
Do you know if Forest had Elise and Eze, they would be so perfect for us.
Apparently, Elise's going Man U potentially in the summer.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So is Mbappe a year or two.
Yeah, he's a Man U fan, man. Born and bred Man U fan.
Yeah, someone check Sofascore, innit? Eze right now says Chester Leicester. I think I don't know what I want. Maybe a draw, but then that puts Sheffield level with Derby's points, but it keeps Palace in the mix. What are you going?
You usually can't go wrong backing on Sheffield United to lose, so I'm pretty much locking in a 2-1 Palace victory.
Yeah, it is at Palace as well, isn't it? So if
Palace.
Palace win, they would go 4 points ahead of Forest. Nah, I don't want them to win, but I don't want Sheffield to. They're on 21 points. Sheffield are on 10.
If I was you, I'd probably back Sheffield to win.
Yeah, but then that puts Sheffield on 13.
Yeah, they're down though, man. You don't even need to look
I
at
know
them.
they're down, but it's still funny about this derby record.
That's gone. You gotta let that go.
I'm just gonna go Palace to win. I can't see Sheffield winning. I'm gonna say like 2-1 as well. Just I think Palace win. We don't want Ez. Heart and head prediction is tough. It is, isn't it? This one's a tough one. Because I think haven't Palace got a sweaty run coming up? Is it Palace that got that sweaty run? Let me have a quick look. So after this, they've got Brighton, Chelsea, Everton, Burnley, Spurs, Luton. They got not a bad run.
There is someone I know you're thinking of. Who was it that's got that really tough run? Was it Sheffield?
Sheffield have got an okay run. They've got Palace, Villa, Luton, Brighton, Wolves. Someone's got a sweaty run, haven't they?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was now.
It might be Arsenal or Liverpool. I can't remember.
Brentford. I think it was Brentford actually. I don't know.
Yeah, you might be right. It might be Brentford. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going 2-1 on that one. Hey, Stoney, good to see. Jimmy will cry, and I'll bookmark it on Twitter, ready for their relegation. Yeah, well, Jimmy's got us all blocked, isn't he? Such a crybaby. Okay, Villa, Newcastle. Man, look at Newcastle's form. I didn't realize it was that bad.
That is pretty bad, man.
1 win in what? 2, 4, 6, 7. Oh God.
Who they lost to? Man City, Liverpool, Forest.
Yeah,
Luton, man, that was the worst one. Spurs and Everton. So some tough games in there, but are they getting any of their so-called injuries back? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, they have a few. Mark, you've blocked him on here as well. Love it. I don't know, but Villa's still got the undefeated record at their place, haven't they? It's no longer a win streak. It's now
100% anymore. Yeah,
now downgraded to undefeated.
Yeah, it's a tough one to call this, to be honest, man. It could go either way. I mean, from a Man U perspective, I'd probably take a draw, but I don't know if you count Newcastle in the Champions League hunt. I mean, I shouldn't even count Man U in the Champions League hunt, to be fair, but I don't know if I count Newcastle in the Champions League hunt anymore. So maybe I'll back Newcastle. Nah, I think a draw. Draw for me would be nice.
Yeah, that's what you want. What's going to happen?
Predictor-wise, I think you've got to go the home rule, Villa, surely. I don't know. What is going on with Newcastle? There's talk of Trippier leaving. He's not leaving. There's talk of who else was going to leave? Someone else. What's going on with Almiron? Is he left or not?
Not yet. No one's left, man.
No one's doing anything, man. It's the driest January transfer window you've ever seen. I don't know. I'm going to go to...
This is a draw, man. This is a draw. I'm going to go draw. 1-1. All right, surely this is a banker. Man City, Burnley.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. I was going to say Arsenal was the lock of the week, but this one's got to be the banker of the week, surely. Man City versus Burnley. Burnley play with their free-throwing company stars. Going to be there. So many gaps, man. Haaland's probably back. I'm going 3-0.
Burnley always gets some cheap little deflected shot that goes in.
I'll give him a goal. Fair play.
You're going to regret that. It'll be 3-0 now.
Yeah, classic.
Okay. And then Spurs against the Cheats. You're right. It is Brentford. They got that sweat set of fixtures coming up.
Well,
They've got. I'd love it if they went down now. So they got Spurs, Man City, Wolves, Liverpool, Man City. Huh? They got Man City twice. There was a rescheduled one, wasn't there? I think.
Yeah, they've got a game in hand. Yeah.
Yeah, so Spurs and then Man City at home, then Wolves away, Liverpool at home, Man City away, West Ham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Burnley, then Man U. They've got sweaty fixtures.
Man, they're going to need Tony to be moving them balls on free kicks like crazy, man.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, is Alanga back? Yes, him and Taiwo are back, but I don't think they'll start. Spurs to win 2-1, 3-1 to the Spuds. Spurs, when does this Asian Cup, has it even started?
I have no clue. I've got no intel on this Asian Cup, man. Like the AFCON's on Sky and stuff. I don't know where the Asian Cup is. I don't know where South Korea are doing in it or who's still in the tournament, man. I don't know. But one thing's sure, Ivan Toney's surely going to score in this game, man. Spurs high line, him running in behind. You can definitely see a Toney goal here.
Nah.
But I do think Spurs will win. I don't know. What was Spurs' recent form saying? The truth to us, they had a weakened team, to be fair. And before that, they beat Bournemouth. They lost to Brighton. Yeah, you've got to back Spurs surely for this one. I think it's going to be like, might be a high-scoring game, this actually. It's like a 4-2 or something like that. Something crazy.
I think CBS have the rights to the Asian Cup. I've got no interest in there's no Forest players. I think Spurs slap them 3-1. I hope. That'll be funny. Oh, Liverpool, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Interesting.
First.
Liverpool at home again. They're going to be all in mourning with Jurgen Klopp.
I hope so. I mean, Dick Van Dijk's come out today and said that he's basically leaving as well, if you read between the lines. So I'm hoping for just this. Once he leaves, man, it just like when Fergie left, they just fall off the edge of a cliff, man. He goes, Salah's definitely going, Van Dijk's going, it looks like. Hopefully they fall off the edge of a cliff, like I said, man. But Xavi Alonso, 6 months as a good manager is enough to get you the Liverpool job these days. I just wish Klopp had left like 2 years ago, man, when Gerrard was on that heat from the Rangers job, man. And they got him then, man. That would have been so funny. But you can't argue with that form, man. 2 draws in the last, 8 games. 5 points clear at the top. You got to back Liverpool, surely. Chelsea.
I just think they've got one of the best players in the Premier League. I think Jota is so underrated, man. He's so good.
All right, it's one thing we agree on. He's got a right-footed slotted finish against Bournemouth last week and a left-footed slotted finish against Norwich at the weekend, man. You can't argue with this guy's double-footed ability and finishing, man. He's just so clinical.
Do you take him at Man U?
I would definitely take him at Man U.
Even though he played for Liverpool?
Why would that matter, man? If he's coming to Man U, then he's a Man U player. I don't get by this whole, he's played for some club, so a rival club, so we'll never be able to sign anyone from there.
I'd go as far as say he's best 3 players in the Premier League for me.
In the Premier League?
Premier League, yeah.
So you got ahead of him, what, Haaland?
No.
Wait, what are we talking here? Strikers, attackers, midfielders, any position here?
I don't know. I kind of just threw it out there.
That's the bit of a big statement, to be fair, because I could probably name 3 that are better than him.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't.
I mean, Haaland, De Bruyne.
No, you cannot. Not Haaland. No, you could put anyone. You can. My argument against Haaland would be, you could put anyone in that position in the Man City team, and they'll score goals.
I mean, you're saying Jota's better than Salah?
Yeah, I am.
Jota's better than De Bruyne.
I'm talking attackers now.
Okay, so you are defining as attackers. Fair enough.
I'm making this malleable as I go, man. So I'm going attackers here.
No, I rate Jota, man. We agree on that one for sure.
Who's better attacking wise than Jota in the Premier League?
I'd say Salah, Haaland. Depends if you want to count De Bruyne.
Salah's not, man. Salah's too selfish.
Nah, man. Salah. You got to put Salah ahead of Jota, man. I think even Jota himself will put Salah ahead of him, man. Come on.
Shout with Chris Woods. I'll grant that one. Like, seriously, if you think about it, right, you have no attacking force. Your team's
Højlund would be in the equation on that.
Who?
Next year, Højlund.
Okay. You got Arsenal, whose attack haven't really scored anything.
Saka, you got to put Saka floating around.
in the worst form of his career.
I know he's in bad form, but
I'm talking right now. Again, I'm moving.
Okay, right now.
Yeah.
I'd still put. Okay, Haaland's been out injured, so we can't even talk about him then.
Exactly. It's getting better and better for me.
Recent form.
There isn't anyone. Chelsea got no one.
Watkins maybe gets a shout. Watkins on recent
Watkins
form.
is the worst headerer of a ball I have ever seen, man.
I don't rate Watkins, but recent
goals he misses. Nah, no chance. Watkins is like, he reminds me of, do you remember that player who was at Southampton? Michu. Do you remember Michu? A few years back.
Oh yeah.
Was he at Southampton or Swansea or something? And he just had that one hot season.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Remember him?
I remember. Yeah, it was
Was
Swansea.
it Swansea or Southampton? I can't remember. It was one of the two.
Pretty sure.
And then it was like, who was that Sunderland striker back in the day? Oh, what was his name?
What,
I can
Johnson?
see his, huh?
What, Johnson?
No. It started with an M.
Phillips.
No. Oh, Phillips as well. Was it Mendonca? No. Then I can't remember his name. It'll come to someone in the chat. Wanna Solanke? No, Solanke's a no for me. I just no. He was at Swansea. Thank you. Yeah, there's Mark showing his
age. Criteria, man, which is pretty definitive. Then you probably have to give it to Jota, man, based on he's got to be an attacker. He's got to be in good form recent weeks. Yeah. I don't know how to give it to you.
Exactly. So Jota is in the top 3.
Isaac, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know about Isaac. Anyway, back to the game. Yeah, they always draw 0-0. This is like El Borfesto, man.
0-0, 1-1.
Yeah,
I'd take that, but
I think Liverpool will win this one. I think they'll probably win it 2-1.
Yeah, I'm giving it Liverpool as well.
Oh my god, how many games, man? All right, West Ham, boring mouth. I gotta say, man, Areola, he sorted them out. They destroyed Swansea in the cup.
Who did they lose?
Who did they lose to? They lost to Liverpool and Tottenham. So they're on a double L. West Ham, I just don't know what I think. I think they made a great signing with Calvert-Lewin. Not Calvert-Lewin. What's his name?
Oh, the Calvin
Phillips. What's his name again? I've gone blank on it.
Was it Calvin Phillips, isn't it?
Calvin Phillips, yeah. I think... I don't know.
That is a good signing, to be fair. I'm not sure exactly why they needed him, because I thought their midfield was pretty decent with what's his name? Ward Price and that guy, that DMC that they always big up. What's his name?
Oh,
Alvarez, yeah. And they've got Souček as well. But no, he's a good signing.
I like Souček.
The thing is with West Ham, man, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get counter-attack, low block. And they haven't got the Paquetes. And what's going on with Kudos, man? Is he back?
He's back.
Okay. That gives them more of a chance. Paquete, I'm pretty sure, still out. Is their main source of creativity. Bowen's back. Could be a draw. Solanke looked pretty crap against Liverpool, to be fair, man. I watched that game. Wasn't impressed.
I think West Ham win this, man.
You think West Ham turn it around? Actually,
I think it'll be like a 2-1 again. They're 2-1s.
I'm going for a draw in this one, man. I can see a sneaky 1-0.
Let's go through a couple of super chats. Crypto with the £2. He's saying, "What's twist forfeit when Forest slapped Man U in the cup?"
What's the point in doing forfeits, man? You don't even abide by forfeits. We've had ones previously, and you just bottled.
When
you had one with Mo, there was talk of me doing one.
First top, yeah.
There was ones with us, and you didn't want to commit to it.
When?
Last season we had one, and you didn't want to commit to it. We couldn't come to terms, man. Negotiations broke down.
Would you want to see Nick do when Forest beat them in the cup?
You say that, but he's got to flip it around, man. Because if we win, then you got to do it. So,
no, the question was aimed at you, not me. If you're so confident that you would beat us,
I'll do a one-way forfeit.
Are you confident enough? Are you confident enough that you do a one-wayer?
Are you confident enough? Can I ask you the question as well?
You can't answer a question with a question.
You're the one saying how happy you are with the draw, man.
No. This is a super chat directed at you. What's twist forfeit when Forest slap Man U in the cup?
Okay,
I asked you a simple question. Are you confident enough? Because you said at the start you wanted it to be Forest.
Okay, I'm confident enough to agree to a forfeit if you agree to do the forfeit the other way around.
That's not what I asked you. Are you confident enough to do a one-way forfeit? Yes or no?
No, because who decides the forfeit?
That's not even. I'm not going to tell you to stab yourself in the eye.
In the history of football rivalry,
I'm talking criteria here. Are you confident enough, like you said at the start of the stream, that you would do a one-way forfeit?
Not unless you're doing something, because that is an unfair. In the history of football rivalry between fans, why is it a one-way forfeit? It makes zero sense. What's the advantage to Man U win and I gain nothing other than the win? So, no. Got to be two-way. That'd take a lot, man. That's more than a forfeit. That's a dream.
Yeah, I know we haven't beaten Bristol, but we've said at the start, hypothetically. He says you owe him £2 for not answering.
I answered.
Warren with the £3 super sticker. Thank you, Wazza, man. You're too generous. I do appreciate it. The forfeit is Twist has to tweet Anthony and call him a cunt. I think he'd do that even if they didn't win.
Say, man, I'm not even Anthony's biggest fan. He said Hoyland there, maybe.
All right, let's move on to. Oh, here we go. And Scott Forest versus Arsenal this weekend. Nick's got his boy, the PE teacher, against Man United. I think the real question is, have you slipped more brown envelopes after this game, the flip game of this earlier in the season?
Man, this is Sophie's choice right here, man. Who do I back here, man? The guy I absolutely admire, great manager, Gazza O'Neill. This is my boys' Man U, man. Fully strength Man U. This is really tough, man. I would probably prefer to go to Anfield or the Emirates or the Etihad instead of going to Molineux, man. That's how much respect I put on Gazza O'Neill's name, man. Absolutely.
Are you going to back them to win then?
I'm not going to back them to win because I always back Man U 99% of the time. So, and we've got Casemiro back and we've got Martinez back. Rashford's doing whatever he's doing in Dublin and probably won't even be playing. So, I'm confident we can get a win, but this, like I said, this is going to be one of the, if not the toughest game of the season, man. That's how much respect I put on freaking Gazza O'Neill, man. You call him a PE teacher, man, but you look at that form they're in. 3 wins out of 4, undefeated in 4, and some of these games are tough. Let me double check these games. Everton 3-0, Brentford 4-0, Chelsea 2-1, man. And this is all with their freaking same excuse that you've been using. AFCON, injuries. They've had all these issues, man. And they've kept within financial fair play. This guy, man, he even came out last week and said how they had to tighten the belts in order to stay in the FFP rules. They abide by the rules and they still get the results, man. This guy.
Why you just sleep with him, man? Seriously.
Gazza O'Neill versus Ten Hag, man. That is a tough-ass battle.
Who's the better manager?
If Gaz had lost the freaking PE teacher tag, got rid of the freaking maybe put on a coat, maybe a polo neck, shaved his head or something, and then maybe Gazza O'Neill would take it. But I don't know.
Who's the better manager, O'Neill or Ten Hag?
This season you got to say Gazza O'Neill. 100%.
100% Gazza O'Neill's better than Ten Hag. I mean, Gary O'Neill's a PE teacher. Ten Hag's a pedo teacher, man. That's it's like. Just weird with his turtlenecks and all that.
What are you going then?
Well, on this, Wolves, 100%.
Okay, see, I've got
Wolves look hot, man. Cunha looks red hot right now. They got Neto back.
Neto back, man.
Man, Neto is so good.
Man.
I'm my only concern about this game is how much you've saved from your transfer budget by not getting what was that Choupo-Moting. That money, I think, may be used on some brown envelopes this weekend.
Because we've spent so much this year on getting dodgy decisions. So many dodgy decisions.
Correct.
So many, man, that you can't name more than one.
Correct. Oh, what? This Wolves one, the penalty with the Nana?
That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah. And then the penalty against Forest?
That you said was a penalty?
At Old Trafford.
Classic. Excuses.
So that's the one I gave you too.
This is going to be a tough game, man. But what glimmer of hope I've got, back 4, I mean, back 5 is going to be full strength, I guess. You can say full strength with Anana back now. Shaw's back.
How can you glaze over that? How can you just glaze over that word, oh no, now, man?
I mean, look, the guy came in against things and conceded 2. I've got no faith in Anana, man. I'm not Anana's #1 fan here, but we've got to just stick with him at this point and just hope he turns it around. Because at some point, he's got to turn around. Because he's still a good keeper, man. He wasn't linked to Man City. He wasn't the best, one of the best players in the Champions League final in the whole tournament last year for no reason. There's a good player in there. Where it's gone, I have no clue. But hopefully it'll start coming out, man. So I like
I'm
Newcastle
Wolves to beat you, man. I think they beat you 2-0.
We've got a strong team now, man. Confidence boost from that massive win away at Newport, scoring 4 goals.
2-0.
That's 2-1. Neto to
2-0
score.
all day long. I'm going to say Neto rips Luke Shaw a new one. That fat bastard is going to get ripped one, man. I can't wait. I might actually watch this game. And that brings us to the end. So, okay, that's everything. If you haven't already, go see the transfer video update. We've also got a preview in 3D with me and Ez. If you haven't watched that from this morning, go check that out. I'm going to get some food because I'm starving. Please don't forget to like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.